Heroes Like Us is a series intended at sharing comic book characters from various backgrounds and identities. We won't always get everything right, so feel free to make amendments and corrections in the comments. They're always appreciated. What's not appreciated, however, is any form of hate speech or intolerance, so comments of that nature will be immediately deleted and those users blocked from this channel. This is a place of education and celebration. Welcome to Heroes Like Us, our series where we look at a certain identity and then look at comic book characters that line up with that identity. So if you're out there looking for heroes like you, here's some examples. So today we are covering characters that are Korean. We don't have a lot, unfortunately, so this is a short list, but hopefully this opens up a discussion about lesser known heroes if there's people you know about, and you can let me know in the comments who we missed, and we could potentially even do a part 2 if there's enough to justify a whole video. So let's dive into number 1. Our first example is the child genius Amadeus Cho. Now he began just as that, a genius. So this is Marvel Comics, and he was a child prodigy. That he was kind of winning all these competitions, and he was super smart, and his brain is said to be like a hypercomputer, that he can do like an insane amount of calculations at one time, and he's kind of always thinking and always strategizing. As he grew up, he ended up joining the Mighty Avengers, and he even was on this group called the Illuminati for a time, which the Illuminati is basically the smartest people in the world that make huge decisions. And so he was part of that group for a very short time, but he is up there with the big dogs. Now, because his powers aren't physical, he uses his mind to create weapons and armor. So he will have like force fields and things that allow him to fly, and he has different weapons he's built or found or been given that help him compete in battle. Most recently, Amadeus made the news because he is the new Hulk. Now, Amadeus's version of the Hulk is not based on rage and anger, but is intentional. So he has a on and off switch. So he can just decide, Hulk on, Hulk off. And he can just kind of do whatever he wants. He looks a little stylistically different. He's a little cooler, edgier, younger. But his powers are basically the same, that he is near invulnerable, immensely strong, kind of the same package as the Hulk. So now imagine one of the strongest Marvel characters with the mind of a super genius. Awesome, totally awesome. Up next we have another Marvel character called Silk. Her real name is Cindy Moon. She has, okay, get this. She was bitten by the same spider that bit Spider-Man. Now, she was not raised the same as Peter Parker, so she was raised in a bunker and trained to use her powers because she was being hunted, and there's this whole story. But she eventually gets out and kind of teams up with Spider-Man and is now a hero, but she doesn't quite understand today's culture because she's been so isolated. Because her name is Silk and she can create this silk, she started with an outfit that was almost entirely silk, but has now migrated to a more traditional superhero outfit. And because her and Peter Parker share this one especially important moment in their lives together, they kind of have this natural bond to each other, which means they have had quite some intimate experiences with each other. Now, the third and last person on this list is a bit of a stretch because they're not a super major character. This is Iris West, who is the daughter of Wally West the Flash and Linda Park. And they have a daughter, and in 2 different timelines she goes by 2 different names. So there is kind of in the mainstream DC universe right now, she is a character called Impulse. But in the Kingdom Come alternate timeline, she is also a character there called Kid Flash. And both of these names have been taken by other Flashes, and so Iris West is just one of them. Because Wally West is white in the comic books, she is half white and half Korean. So those are the only solid examples I could find that had substantial roles. If I missed any that you want to talk about, let me know in the comments, and we could for sure someday see a part 2 of more Korean characters. So let me know. Hopefully this was interesting, and we'll see you next time on Heroes Like Us.